Good afternoon, all. This is Brian from Earth to Hearth. So today, I want to talk about some native gardening plants, or native gardening with plants. And so, just the other day, I was out with a local conservation group doing some volunteering and clean up some of our local prairies. And part of one of those keystone species is our Gary oaks or Oregon white oaks. Here in Washington, we generally refer to them as the Gary oaks, as the Oregon white oak is actually more common in Oregon, where they'll refer them to that way. So, while I was gathering, I was getting some acorns because I wanted to add some more to the property, and I noticed, while gathering, that some of them had already started to sprout. So, given that I've basically got a nice head start on life, I'm going to be collecting some of this soil from the little gophers, this is pretty much our local native soil, which is ideal for these acorns to germinate in. So we're just gonna start adding these to the pots. And so I was hoping, initially I just wanted to, and apologize for the wind, it's pretty much impossible this time of year and I don't have a windsock. Where we are, the wind just swirls around us. We're kind of on a hill around the prairies. But initially I just wanted to get some acorns just to hopefully have them germinate. And finding that there were some that had already started was really a nice little surprise. Oh. I'm gonna get this first one here. Probably should have grabbed a wider one, but this is the trail I could find. But yes, so the Oregon white oaks, or the Gary oaks, are a keystone species for our local prairie ecosystems. So I'm gonna put that in down there. All right. Get that down in, have that down, boom, and there's one. So it looks like I've got 1, 2, 3. Is there another one? I thought there was one more. All right, looks like, so I have 4 total that have started to already sprout and germinate. The rest here I am going to go sort of lightly bury around a couple spots on the property, so maybe I'll film that too as well, where I kind of want to establish them. But these guys, since they've already sprouted, I want to give them a head start. All right, sorry about that. It's just really crazy stormy, and it's going to be storming for the week, so my only option is to just not film, and that's not really acceptable. So, as I was saying, and the first one, and I got these 4 here, or total, these 3 more sprouted. I'm gonna put them in this pots of native soil, which I stole from the gopher mound, or some of the excess soil that the gophers have put up. So that's good native soil, so that way they're going to be adapted to the proper soil and not gonna, set them up not for success. So these ones I'm going to basically kind of nurture, and hopefully nurture over the winter. And then the rest here, over here, these acorns, I'm going to go plant in a couple of spots around the property. And hopefully they should then, a couple of these should at least germinate over the winter and be alive in the spring. But yeah, so all right, so we're back here in the field, out here on I'm on the sort of southwestern side of the property. So I've already planted 2. These were starts. So I'm kind of establishing sort of an edge on our property line here, some trees. Now I'm spacing them back, as there's sort of the post for the property, so that in the future these have room to grow, but will not impede moving along the edge of our property with either equipment. At the very least, I'll be able to move and walk. So I am planning on getting rid of a good portion of these younger Douglas firs. As you can see, when we're talking about how they encroach upon prairie lands, and this is Scotch broom, which I was removing the other day on the actual local prairie. They will just keep growing and growing and growing and encroaching if I don't do anything. And I'm sure if I kept looking down here, I could find some baby seedlings. I've been mowing, and yeah, see, here we go. Right over here, there's one there, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. See, like, I could keep going and going. We'll just turn this into a complete Douglas fir forest, which is cool, except that's not endangered right now in our state. The pocket gopher, well, not just pocket gopher, but the prairie habitat, which has the Mazama pocket gopher, which is endangered. We have the Taylor's checker spot butterfly, also endangered. There are other plants as well. The golden paintbrush, which we actually found a sample of yesterday on the prairie, which was really quite amazing because it's extremely rare and endangered. And they're remarking that it was probably the only plant on that specific prairie. So we were really lucky to find it and still blooming. So, what do we got over here? So, my plan is, even though I'm going to be getting rid of this stand, which will also help with sunlight. I know it's a practical consideration because we're on the west side of a hill. So this all blocks morning sun, especially in the year. So as we get late in the year, our sun's really down on the horizon. So we get a very arc. So, but later in the year, we'll get a little more normal sun. But on the other side here, because this is also stuff where I think I'm not gonna get rid of all of them, but we'll definitely thin this out quite a bit. But this will be a good spot for animals, so you give them a little home, a little shelter. And along the edge here of this hillside is where I think I'm going to also try and get a stand of these oaks started as well. So because my kind of working theory for the property is to have sort of our vegetables, and then we'll have our dedicated prairie down here, our grassland, and we'll have our pastured poultry, hopefully sheep, lambs, for meat and milk. Bare least meat, maybe milk. Well, hopefully we can find that. And then I'd like to do pigs as well. Pigs will then be able to use sort of this hillside and all the food that's being produced there, the natural food. Adding to that would be the oaks. Those acorns will provide a lot of food, especially once they get older. I'm probably going to then, at the top of the hill, plant a couple more up there. So yeah, let's find a spot. Well, I think I've got probably one right at my feet here. Ooh, what mushrooms are these? I don't know. I don't think they're edible. They don't look to be crazy here. So let's find somewhere where Hori can There we go. It's a nice leaf litter. I'm going to do 2 acorns here, and I'll do 2 more over there. So that way, won't have all our eggs in one basket, and if then some animal comes along, they're not going to be eating every single one. Oh, 3, where's number 4? Nice, right there you are. There's 4. All right, let's do 2 there. Alright. And I think over here looks like a good spot. Obviously there's a deer trail. Deer like to use this area kind of to travel and hide. So blackberries. Those are the native blackberries. So much as they're not my favorite, just because they're the ankle biters, and even at least the Himalayans kind of grow up more. All right, so there we go. Last two. So they can hopefully one will germinate and survive. And this over here was where the tiger lilies were, the native ones, the Columbia lilies. Yeah, so hopefully that inspires you to look at your native plants that are in your area that are endangered, and the ecosystems that are endangered, and for you to get out and plant some. Again, certain species, oaks in general in America, are one of the, wherever you are, whatever oak species, are one of the best that you can plant. So they offer a huge number of host plants benefits and ecosystem benefits. There's a great book on them. If I can find it, I'll add it to the link. Add a link to the bottom below. I know my wife and I were listening to it, really talking about how many species many of these oak trees will be host to, and the other ecological benefits they provide. Maples are also a really good one. There's a large number of those in America. But yeah, just look at what native plants are in your area, and especially the endangered ones, or the ones that provide multiple host benefits to animals and insects. So yeah, hope you enjoy, and hopefully we'll have some acorns that sprout in the spring. I'm Brian, and have a great day.